Welcome back to Dev and Vic's PM podcast.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them yet. You guys have to guess who this is.
With a very special guest.
Santa Claus himself.
Santa! I was kidding. Sorry.
Santa!
I'm very scared. It's way worse over
He's
here.
like, Santa!
I usually have got like a good 10 feet of distance.
I feel like I'm gonna get.
Vic, you got to be fucking.
I feel like I'm gonna get
today.
punched. I feel like I don't know.
You might.
sure.
I can't promise
sure.
anything.
Yeah, no, you're within
Sorry.
range, which is surprisingly long. If I was sitting over there, I'd still be within like.
Dude, I don't know how you do this.
Whoa! I did not.
I want to have kids one day. Anyway, we got freaking. I told y'all. Listen, what a beautiful. First of all, it's Christmas time. Okay.
It is. So this is
And
why.
what a wonderful gift that our Lord and Savior, Jean Paul, has bestowed upon us.
Using my
His
government
own
name.
presence on camera. What better gift could we have asked for? I
Merry
said we
Christmas.
the
would get it.
applaud sound.
I promised y'all. Producer, oh yeah, he's over here this time. Yeah, producer, we need that in post.
Yep.
I told you guys. I told you when we started. I said one day I'll get on camera. It's not a permanent thing yet, but
We
One
will.
day.
boom,
We will get
before
a
the end of the
fourth
year.
camera.
We are all we all got to get a fit check. Let's start on that side of the room here.
Merry Christmas.
We got Merry Christmas.
Mike
The Mike
Tyson.
Tyson joint.
I guess I'm the mean girls.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, I
convinced.
guess.
You said that it's not exactly that, but that's exactly what I thought it was. By the way,
also-
how good is Mean Girls?
Earring check. We got some cherries today.
Yeah.
Those were the prime Lindsay Lohan days.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, Mean Girls was so
amazing.
fire. And then I've got
A package for you.
a big package for you.
A big package, apparently.
If I'm not even gonna say it anymore, but if you know, you know.
Yes.
And
I
that's all I'm
didn't.
gonna leave it at.
I didn't.
That's all I'm gonna leave it at. But Merry Christmas, y'all. We got our
Merry
cute little
Christmas,
tree
guys.
here.
Even
Okay.
though I fucking hate this holiday, you know how many customers asked me in the past 2 days, "You guys ready for Christmas?" And I was like, my
Yeah,
actual
fuck
response
that.
was,
Nope.
"Yeah, ready for it to be over." And
You know
they
what?
just didn't respond after that. Valid, because like, who says that? Me. But you want the truth? I ain't gonna lie.
Have no fear, Scrooge, because
I'm the Grinch.
have no fear,
Yeah.
Grinch,
Making
because
me look like a fucking asshole over here. Excited.
because Dev Kringle comes bearing gifts. Now first, let's go ahead and pass that all the way down there, Capster.
Mr.
Oh, thank you
Go
very
ahead and
much.
pass it right there.
Thank you.
I think that's going to be pretty appropriate for you.
It's Stuart's.
Yeah. And I'll have you know,
Should we go ahead and open them?
it's not good. Yeah. I'll have you know, it's not just the gas one. It's the you can use it on anything. Coffee, gasoline, two things I know that
the
you.
wrapped up love
Ice
note.
cream.
Yeah. Ice cream. What do you want to use it on?
Thank you.
That one, I got you that because now you're definitely going to do it.
Oh hell yes.
it?
Now you'll
Hell
definitely do
yes.
It's a gift card for a tattoo.
Tattoo
hell
gift
yeah.
certificate. Okay. Yep.
Fuck yeah.
It's happening.
That's an awesome one.
Your-
I'm gonna
I've
just
been waiting.
put
Your
girl
this
take these?
boy here.
Yeah.
All right.
She was actually
Done.
the one who wrote it today.
Done.
And I've been waiting on you to get some new ink. So.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I got another freaking tattoo appointment in 2 days, baby. I've been
Yeah.
getting fucking inked. Am I
Awesome.
going through
Thank
some
you,
really
sir.
tragic
I
and
am
life-threatening shit?
Hoping
Definitely,
to
but
be able to get
ink.
some new ink soon as well. Thank you.
When's the last time? You're pretty inked up. When's the last time you got a tattoo, though?
June.
We did the
So not too long ago.
What was it?
we did the
It was
tattoo
like
count
a
on air, didn't we?
Oh. Yeah.
Did we? I think so.
Yeah, you and I are pretty close. We're like
Yeah.
within one or two of each
I have
other.
this
Well, I
one.
got a couple recently now. So I might have gone a little further past you. You know what I mean?
Surpassed me.
I have
Damn.
one real one and one technically. It's
got
a
prison
tattoo
tat.
one. Yeah.
The prison tag.
Prison tat. Do I want to get stick and poke?
That's literally what this one was.
They're pretty fun. Pretty
I
fun. Jesus.
want a wise Korean man or Japanese man to just go bing, 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 bing. And it's going to hurt like a bitch, but then I can say I
I'd
did
say
that.
it's gonna hurt.
You know what I mean? But anyway, how's everybody's week been? We'll start with the person who probably has the most violent tendencies. Were you surprised? You're looking around like you thought it was going to be somebody else. I thought that was pretty obvious.
I was joking anyway. I knew it was me.
We love a self-work queen. Anyway, so tell us about how your experience at work has been because you're ready for Christmas to come and go.
So it's
You're
Christmas.
decked out in Christmas, by the way. You're a walking like oxymoron right now because you look like someone who fucking adores Christmas, but you speak like someone who despises it. And I find that to be an
It's
interesting
funny because we did like
complex.
Christmas photos last week too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one picture, which you should throw up on the screen, boom, of you with the reflection was pretty damn, I think that pretty accurate to who you really are.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most part. Yeah. Because that's how I feel.
Yeah. So tell us your horror stories about work this week.
I mean, besides fucking old people not know what the
Dude,
fuck
yeah,
they're doing.
we've made it pretty clear. There's definitely an old people beef that we've got here on the Devin Fix PM podcast because between them driving and dude, speaking of that, 3 separate occasions, 3 separate elderly individuals right here at this traffic circle almost hit me. And the craziest thing, each time,
the fact that people can't operate a simple fucking circle blows my mind.
I've had some, driving mishaps, and I'll usually be like, holy shit, sorry, or like I fucked up. They'll drive right about to hit you, and then you stop, and they're just like, bro.
Like, what?
We already got into that, but yeah, I'm still mad at old people.
So, yeah, just like, so we had a lot of orders, is all I'm going to say. And like, we're doing a lot of sales.
It's a lot of medical shit?
Not really.
So are just old people just looking to get fucking high at Christmas time? Like,
that's reasonable.
It's their medicine. But pretty much, we just got a lot of tickets and just a lot of people are coming in all at once. And we were short-staffed on yesterday. What day it is? On yesterday.
Today's
Wednesday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So it was just very hectic, very crazy. That's pretty much it. Like, some questions, I can't. That's all I'm going to say. I don't need to get fired for going into details. Love my job.
Wait, is it like the question, like the simple shit, right? That people could easily probably just answer or look up for themselves?
Yeah.
And they'll ask you that.
Old people don't know Google.
It was more so the fact
they go and type their questions into Facebook statuses.
A gentleman just told me, he was like, can I just give you some advice? And I was like, yeah, of course, I'm always up for some advice. And he was like, well, can you like look to see what time people put in first and do those ones first? And I was like, yeah, as I was already doing that. So that's the
advice.
Type of things. Like, my thing is like, yeah, of course we're going to be doing that. We're going to put the people who ordered first. I don't know. Like, I can't with these things sometimes. It's like,
so is it just like, it seems like it's more like the level of stupidity rather than like the hecticness of just having a lot of customers?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
The problem with dealing with the general public is the general public as a whole is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
No, we really are. You know what's funny too? What you just said about Facebook stats is I saw there was this this TikTok video and the girl was like, "This is a list of shit we need to leave behind in 2022," and she was like, asking a question on a Facebook stats you could have just fucking Googled, which is so true, dude. Because the amount of time
literally more steps to post the question to Facebook.
Fucking copied and pasted whatever you're gonna put in the status into the Google search bar.
Yes, a lot. That happens a lot.
Like, if you're asking for a recommendation, that's one thing because you're asking your friends. I suppose that I would imagine your friends or family, whatever. You're asking for their opinion of something they've done or tried or bought or used. That's one thing. But when they're just like, oh, like, at what temperature does water boil? Like, why the fuck wouldn't you just Google that or ask your phone?
A lot of people call and ask where we're located.
Oh, no chance, dude. Because you know what's crazy? Googling your phone number will show them the fucking address.
And my thing is...
So you're going out of your way to avoid that.
Point.
I would be... No, I'm not even joking. Dude, if somebody called my job at this in 2022, if somebody calls and says, where are you located? Don't fucking call me again.
They probably use MapQuest still. They're...
Dude, you're probably right. You're probably right, but it's just like, listen,
please
get
turn
with
to
the
page 33 of your road atlas.
Most of them will go to Broadway and go towards, like, that Speedway and stuff. Like, we are on Broadway.
Oh, wait, all down there?
I know.
So they think you guys are down there.
because we let them know that there's a Speedway next to us, because there is.
And they're like, Speedway,
there's
okay.
like Walgreens.
Here we go, Speedway.
Like, no, you went the wrong direction.
But that's crazy. So, all right, here's a crazy question. How do you describe to someone how to find you? Because do you have to first be like, well, where are you coming from? And then you literally giving directions?
The traffic circles really help. I'm not going to lie.
Like, honestly, I would answer that question with, do you have an iPhone or an Android?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay,
open up Apple Maps, open up Google Maps.
Listen,
type
just
this
because
in.
they have the phone doesn't mean they know how to work it.
Yep.
A gentleman was
Is there
trying to help
is there a 9-year-old in the vicinity that you can ask this
their
question?
mother with the phone because they don't know how to operate a smartphone, and that's valid because they're old. I don't know.
Which is,
like
well, listen,
All those years and decades of experience,
listen.
just out the window.
I don't
are
want
you
to comment.
defending the old people?
I'm not. I'm
You're
actually.
defending the enemy.
I am with that, but like sometimes they're not all there, so that's understandable. Like I said,
Which is fair, and also the primary reason
But
they
also-
shouldn't be driving.
that too.
Well, you're also dealing with a bunch of people who are high usually.
That's very true.
They also liked a lot. Wow. Just
Wait, okay, how about
my
this?
job is entertaining.
Tell me tell me a funny or like a good experience before we get to our weeks. I just want to hear like a funny experience you had where it was like, okay, like this would have been a pain in the ass, but it was funny, so it's okay. Have you ever had anybody come in there and you're like, okay, they were actually funny or like just a straight up great customer?
Yeah, most definitely. I've had amazing customers. A lot of them can make me laugh. A lot of them can be a little weird.
Yeah,
a lot of
I
them really like
imagine.
to see me smile. I don't know. I guess I just have a fucking great smile. Oh wait, I know I do. So.
I was gonna say you got hit with the pearly whites now. Do you hate when, as a woman, do you hate when men tell you that you should smile?
I mean, they don't really tell me to smile. They're like, "Can I see that smile?" And I'm like,
yeah, there's a difference between
and I'm like, for the free.
yeah, there's the big difference between people reacting
$5.
to your smile, and then like you have like the whole misogynistic sort of thing. Where you're like, oh, smile, sweetheart.
Yeah, you need to smile more.
no. I mean, like, no. Okay, so yeah, no. I
What
do
language
have
is that? Vietnamese.
I'll say Vietnamese. I was about to say that too.
I was gonna say
That's
like
conditioned
you know how they
Duolingo?
have from The Sims they have Simlish.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
like Viclish.
Yes.
Ah, Skabroosh, man. Scatterman.
Like,
Scatterbar.
why do I know what we're talking about?
Someone out in the hallway right
Yeah.
now has got to be so confused.
Oh, they're calling the police. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I think they're all tripping on acid or something.
Oh no.
Bunch of foreign people in there plotting.
They were talking about medicinal this and that. I don't know.
But anyway, at the end of the day, yes. Now we do have some really amazing customers. One of our customers brought in donuts for us today, which was really
Oh,
sweet
that's
of
pretty
her. It
dope.
was so sweet. So overall, yes, it's a really nice job to have. I do enjoy it. It's just sometimes the stupidity of the human race gets to me.
Yeah, that happens to me for quite often, actually.
Oh my god.
But then you know what's worse? Then I have to stop myself and be like, damn, I'm even dumber for letting it get me mad.
Yeah.
But you can't help yourself. Like
Yeah.
right away, you're just like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Like, how can you be so dumb? And then I'm like, fuck, dude, that's actually getting me mad. Now I'm the asshole.
And then I really can't get mad because I am an empathetic person. So, like, I try to put myself in their shoes and understand where they're coming from.
True.
And that's how I end up being a nice person and get taken advantage of. But no more.
Yeah.
No more.
No more 2023 nice Vic, yo.
Well, I think that's been all 2022.
I don't know that I've had nice Vic yet, but I hope to one day.
You want to see Nice Vic?
I don't know
if
at
she
this point. No,
exists.
I don't think so. Honestly, I kind of like
She's
the
probably
chaos.
boring.
Yeah, I kind of like the violence and the rage. Yeah, Mr. If you ever
entertaining.
started being nice,
From a safe distance.
yeah. If you ever started being nice, I would start playing "Mr. Rage" by Playboy Cardi and Trippie Redd every single day because I would miss the rage.
Mr. Rage.
I've got like a table in between me and her.
Yeah, you've usually got some safety
Yeah,
barriers.
it's like like a pane of glass. It's,
How does it feel to be in the den in the lioness's den right now?
it's a little frightening.
Up close and
A
personal.
little frightening.
A little frightening. How was your week?
My week was actually okay. I'm off of my regular job this week all the way through
Yeah, that's
a
right.
couple days after Christmas. So,
Lucky.
Yeah, right. I'm fucking jealous.
but I have a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do, not work related, and I've just been having nothing but like ADHD.
Yeah, dude. The
paralysis.
other day, he texted me at like 10:30. He's like, "All right, just got up and had my coffee." Like 10:30 at night, and he was like, "Got my coffee, ready to get the day started." And then I wake up and at like 3 a.m. there was like an upload of a video that we need to do and shit
Oh
like
my
that. And I'm
God.
like, but dude, that's how I be most of the time. I'm like, bro, 10 o'clock
I
coffee.
literally had to
fucking
reset because I sat there for like 6 or 8 hours just in that that executive function disorder where you just can't start something.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I sat there and I'm like, literally, okay, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna take a nap, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna pretend it's another day, and then I'm gonna see if I can get something done this next day. So that's why I'm like messaging you at like 10 or 11 at night. I'm like, okay, ready to go.
Yeah.
Trying to get your brain
Yeah. But
wired
I ended
and
up
shit.
getting some shit done. It actually worked.
Good.
Like 4, I was up till 4 a.m. But
Pop. That was my elbow. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you, but
no.
like my elbow.
Do you have health
just
insurance
popped.
yet?
I do, but it's
I get mine in fucking like 10 days, dude.
garbage. Woo.
10 days. 10 days.
My deductible's $4,000.
Ouch. Been there, done that.
Right.
Well, to be fair though, we did have a long weekend.
yeah,
Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, which was really cool. We were at this thing called Beyond the Screen, which was a really dope local event hosted by Hudsy that we were a part of, and we were also like sponsors of.
I was
and,
not. So it's these two. I
Vic
was not
missed it.
feeling good. So
But she was there in spirit.
I was. I got to see it.
It was honestly, it was really cool. So basically, like Hudsy, which we've talked about them before, but if you don't know, Hudsy is. I actually don't even know what to say.
Netflix for the Hudson Valley.
For the Hudson Valley.
That's their
Community
go-to explanation.
Group who does all sorts of crazy stuff, and we partnered with the Rosendale Theater, rented the theater out, threw a really dope event, and even in spite of the fact that we had some really shit weather last week, a bunch of people showed up. We got some awesome footage.
yeah.
It was really cool to be part of it, and honestly, I will just say this, and I came to learn this actually throughout this year from us filming different events like corporate events and weddings and things like that. But honestly, event coordinators, anyone who's part of setting up an event, holy shit, is that a lot of work?
You wanna
I
talk
have
about-
so much respect for any event.
And you want to talk about people that have to deal with stupid situations.
Oh my god, yeah, because it's always
I can
something.
only
There's
imagine,
no
so-
chance you're never gonna set up an event where something doesn't happen. It's always gonna be like, oh fuck, this thing failed. That person's late. This thing doesn't work.
Oh
this
yeah,
isn't what
and
we
you're the
expected. That
go-to
didn't show up.
person. So you have everybody coming at you.
Yeah.
All at once.
So
all the
watching
time.
watching it become like poetry in motion, then seeing how it comes together, and it's honestly it makes me have a great appreciation because there's been times where if I'm at an event and something malfunctions, like the sound or whatever, and it's easy to sit there and laugh and things like that, but then when you actually realize what goes into setting up an event, you're like, holy shit, it's a lot. So great respect for anyone putting together events, and particularly Hudsy and the whole rest of the team. There's just too many to name right now, but we will, I'm sure, put the video out somewhere once it's up.
Yep.
Which whenever the guy who's supposed to edit it gets to it, that's me.
That guy.
But I'll get to it at some point. But it's the
Oh, yeah,
holidays
guys,
anyway,
check
so.
out Hudsy if you haven't.
Yeah, Hudsy.tv,
Hudsy.tv,
baby.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm about to have to get an affiliate link so I can get some subscriptions. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what we did on Friday.
Before we pass it off to you for how your week was, because I know where that's going to lead. There are a few more presents under the tree.
Oh.
So each of you has one next to you, and there's also one for you to share.
I feel like flaming Garbo now. I'm really the Grinch.
Oh
my God, a bicycle you should have.
That's the one for you guys to
bicicleta?
share.
Oh, okay, we're sharing
a
this
So,
bad boy.
so you'll have to open that one together,
All right.
and then if you
right
lean
here.
over next to your side there should be one for you.
We'll do the joint gift second. You go first. I will always.
I didn't know
I'm
what to
that
get
guy.
you,
I'm
so
always
I
like,
got you a
dude. Real
box.
quick before you open that, right? This is me at Christmas time growing up. I would purposely distribute the gifts, and I'd be like, "Here you go," and I'm fucking just stockpiling mine, right? So that at the end, I'm
Me.
opening all the gifts.
Yep.
Yep, I'm sadistic like that. I don't give a fuck. I want to open the last gifts.
Let's see if I'm terrible at opening these whores. Oh. You wrapped it so nicely.
Yeah, damn, dude. I put every single gift I bought this year in bags. I'm that bad at wrapping. Dude,
I did that.
I have 15 fucking bags.
I
have, like-
literally. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say I have 30 years worth of gift wrap from Sam's Club, so
Oh shit.
the big fat rolls.
I literally had to get my Secret Santa gift for me and my boyfriend last hour for the Christmas party I went to on Saturday. I was like,
Who'd you end up getting?
like a bit of chocolate,
Chocolate.
some
It's
lotto
all chocolate.
tickets. I said that very much like with the Joey Z accent or some shit.
I was about to say.
Some lotto
Yeah, Joy's
tickets.
mother.
I can't even do it anymore. Wow, it was a one-time thing, I guess. Lotto tickets.
I don't know what that was, but it wasn't Jersey. What you got?
Apparently fucking dyslexia because I can't open it.
She said dyslexia.
There we go.
Oh, you got a Funko, dude?
When did you get this?
Oh, you got love. You got Lovey? You didn't even grab one of those from Comic Con,
No?
dude. That's fire.
No problem. Merry Christmas.
Ooh, let me see. Yo. Oh, that's a
You
sick ass
got-
pop. I might start watching this soon. I've
it.
started watching more anime.
I met one person that said they don't like One Piece, but it's okay. I
Is it on-
understand.
it's on Netflix?
Long. Some.
Do you watch it dubbed or subbed?
Whatever I can watch it as, because some of them aren't.
So you'll mix.
They are mixed. Like they get to
That's
a point
right,
where
yeah.
they stop.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Well, so
And they on Netflix, they're literally mixed. So you'll have sub dub, but it's the same episode.
So
and it's
I watch My Hero Academia. I started watching it subbed. So that's just how I watch it. Or dubbed, I mean. But then I started watching a show called
Don't
Chainsaw
worry,
Man, and it's
I
only
get them mixed
subbed.
up too.
It's only subbed, so.
Sub is English, right? No,
Yeah.
that,
No,
okay.
sub is Japanese.
Okay,
Dubbed
so
is when they dub over the
So I
audio.
think sub because subtitles with the
Oh, dude.
Japanese
You know what's funny? I had one of these,
I can't
not this
fucking
one, and
function
I don't
right
know
now.
what happened to it.
What?
And I was literally the other day, I was about to fucking order one of these.
Is
So look
it-
at that.
wait, what is
Boom, It's
it?
one of the lens cups. I remember the first, you know what's funny? When people come over and they go to drink out of that and they knock it over and they're like, oh fuck, they thought they broke my lens.
Oh, I was literally talking about this. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the other week too. That's so fucking funny.
Since you finally got yourself a 70 to 200.
That is true. I'm a big boy now.
I
that
love
bitch open.
this.
Oh, yeah, let's put,
Oh my god, my first.
Go through the bottom.
This is literally my
Probably easier.
first.
that's what she said.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
That's also what she said. Boom! Bam! Roasted. Boom! Roasted. Michael Scott energy.
Oh my god.
Do I love how it comes
Number
with a
921.
collector's bag? Just
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
fuck. Oh, this is a big cup.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Nice
Damn,
throwing
first
shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what
Chucking
that
stuff.
box did to me, but oh, dude, I'm gonna be drinking
That's
this shit every
awesome.
day.
I need to touch it because I've always
yeah.
wanted to see one of those.
Damn, it looks just fucking like it. Too.
Yeah,
That's
don't
crazy.
be accidentally pouring coffee into your fucking
No, I'm telling you,
legs.
I had when I had one of those before. My friend was over and knocked it off the counter and like started freaking out instantly. And me being me, I was like, "Oh my god, my lens!" And they're like, "Oh shit!" So I was like, "I'm just kidding."
I'm just
It's got the switches.
Dude,
everything.
yeah. Like, what?
Damn. Yeah, that shit's
Oh my
next
god,
level.
they actually work.
The one I
Just the
had,
one.
the one I used to have actually would zoom. Like the
Dude,
the
no
barrel,
way.
the inside of the
Stabilizer
cup would
mode.
come out. But the first time I drank out of it, it like the coffee ran down the side.
Autofocus. Who
and then
fucking
it would
uses
never,
that garbage? Just kidding.
Yeah, only losers.
I'm the
I'm
loser.
the loser. Damn. Nah, that shit's legit.
That's awesome.
That's my go-to
Lens
travel mug
made
now.
in China.
Yeah, baby. Thank you to China.
Oh my god, thank you. Now I'm
Wow.
gonna open the middle one together.
Oh, dude, that shit insulated and shit.
Yeah.
I want to put this bad boy like
Yeah.
right here.
All right.
Luffy gets a prime.
Don't shake that one.
Oh no.
I think Amazon has already done
Okay,
enough.
ready?
Amazon already did enough shaking.
Oh god. Oh my god, Starbucks.
Imagine you open it and there's literally a Starbucks in there. We just have our own fucking
like
Starbucks.
Patrick Star?
Okay, you finish. You finish. I'm not as gentle. Actually, I don't know.
That's what
Maybe
she said.
maybe I should finish.
Yeah, why are you saying?
Yeah, you can,
Wait.
flip it over because it's
okay.
easier. Yep, there you go.
Trying to not.
Do it.
tumble
Oh, is it already open?
You'll see
Rabbit.
the great minds think alike.
Let's see the Rabbit. God, I put
You know what that's
deodorant
from?
on, but I can still smell myself.
Vic
Whoa.
versus a single piece of tape.
Do you- what is it? Is it Pringles?
I see Pringles.
Fucking Pringles.
Oh my god.
Dude, Pringles sponsor us. What's good?
Oh.
Yo, look at those. Look at our decorations.
Oh,
You got the exotic flavors.
Oh yeah.
The scorching.
I was gonna buy those too.
Oh, dude, scorching cheddar.
Oh my god.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
Let's-
it's cheddar and barbecue. Yeah, they if you give them a little tilt, they sound like they had a rough trip. So they might be Pringle chips,
Pringle particles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we're
What
pringed up,
is
bro.
happening here?
We're pringed up. Yeah, Vic's going mobile. Look at this. Boom.
Holy shit. Holy shit. I am
Boom.
I'm
I'm pringed up
too
with my
much.
wings up, baby.
It's too much.
Pringed up with my wings. I gotta try one of these.
The scorching ones? Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, don't
yeah.
be too much of a bitch.
Oh yeah. Listen, you hustled me, and I'll never forget. that. Merry Christmas.
My assistant manager literally did it with me, and she didn't feel anything. So you're a bitch.
So what you saying is I'm a bitch ass.
Yeah.
You want some?
Cheddar, smoking,
Oh, those are
smoking,
good. as
scorching.
fuck. Oh, dude, we got so much Pringles here now.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Can we get a little ASMR Pringles eating?
Nice.
Fire. 10 out of 10 would
That's
fall asleep
fire.
too. Dude, damn. All right, well.
Thank you.
What up?
Oh my god.
See, this is why I love Christmas. This is why. Just right here.
And this
okay?
is why I don't like Christmas. Because
Bringing
I'm
people
a
together.
broke ass bitch who
bringing
can't
people
afford
together.
to give people nice things.
We're festive. We're giving gifts. We're decorating. JP's on fucking camera. This is what a. This is my favorite
It's a
episode, I
Christmas
think, so far.
miracle.
And also,
Miracle on
It's the second-
Broadway
it's the second to last.
of the season. It is. It is. Wow. We've done quite a lot here. To I got fun
So
all over
that's
me.
why it all hurts.
It's also interestingly enough also the first time we ever filmed on a Wednesday. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
First time for
Pretty
Wednesday,
random.
yeah.
And do you know why we filmed on a Wednesday? I'll tell you why. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
get a little backstory
Segueing.
first. So we did our thing Friday. We were exhausted, and naturally, me, I was like, okay, cool, throw a party for Saturday. So me and my sister had played on this little Christmas party, and we did. It was a cool little get together. We played some White Elephant, listened to Christmas music, played some game stuff. It was a very nice night. I wake up the next day, the whole side of my face just fucking swollen, right? It looks like someone broke my jaw. And I'm like, that's like not normal, but okay. Wasn't really in much pain or anything though. So I'm like, all right. And I iced it at her house. Didn't really go down. I took some like ibuprofen, went home, knocked back out because I was hungover also. Woke up later in the afternoon, still swollen. Like the whole side of my face was all jacked up. So I'm like, okay, this isn't good, probably.
Yeah,
and
his
then
face did not.
Could not like I couldn't
couldn't
sleep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that yeah. I got a couple off the send them out. So I look like I got the fucking mumps, right? Which I was worried about. I thought I actually had the fucking
like
mumps.
he fucking ate a bee.
Which, dude, yeah, exactly. I look like I fucking made out with a Japanese murder hornet, and it didn't end well. So I'm all jacked up, and I'm like, in the middle of the night, I'm like, my throat was starting to like tighten a little bit, which of course I probably exacerbated that because of my anxiety of thinking there was something worse. Because naturally, you go on WebMD, and all of a sudden you got fucking meningitis
Never fucking
in the brain.
trust WebMD. They don't know what
But
the fuck they're talking about.
No, the funny thing is what the rational thing was ended up being what it actually was. But in my head, I'm like, it's one of those things where this one symptom can be the same thing for the world's craziest disease and then also a fucking cold. So it's like...
WebMD be like, oh, your nose is running? You have fucking colon cancer.
Right, because they make sure they list everything it could be. They're like, yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, you got a runny nose? Could be dry nose. Could be fucking brain cancer. I don't know. And you're naturally
Could
like,
be a
I might have
fucking brain tumor.
Right. So I'm like, okay. So Monday, I wasn't feeling much better, and my face was like hard as a fucking rock, swollen. And I knew, like, so when that happens, it could be like something like an infection or like a swollen salivary gland, or it could also be a dental thing, like an abscess or something like that. I had no dental pain at all. Nothing was going on, so I knew it wasn't that. So I go to emergency one after waiting for 2 hours and paying $160 because I don't have insurance for 2 more weeks.
Wait, 260?
160.
Oh, okay.
And it could have been more
so
than that. They were
bad,
like,
but-
I walked in and I was like, so how much is it going to be? And they're like, yeah, so it's going to be at least like 160. And like, it could be up to like 375 depending on if they run other tests and shit. And so in my head, I'm like, well, I can barely afford to be here. I'm like, so let's just hope they don't fucking run one more test. So they didn't. Luckily, they didn't, and they didn't have to like ask me any more questions. But yeah, basically after this whole fucking runaround, the lady was just like, yeah, so you're just, you just have a swollen salivary gland. You're just gonna want to just drink more water and like suck on hard candies because it gets your saliva flowing.
What makes it swollen in the first place?
Well, dehydration, alcohol, infection, stuff like that. And I think I had just been getting over a sinus infection.
I
got hammered the night before, and I was dehydrated. So I'm going to say some, perfect cocktail of being a fucking idiot led to that. Obviously, today I'm doing better. You can't really tell. But it's much better today. The other day was fucking jacked up. I looked like the one character from Arthur. Who's the character from Arthur who's got the really round head?
Oh.
All of them, I think.
Can't remember.
But anyway, so yeah, so that was my week up until now. But which leads into the next topic of what are some of your worst or like craziest like injuries, surgeries,
and or medical issues.
You can
medical
go
mishaps.
segue
Yeah, 'cause
on
you
that
had
one.
something
'Cause,
similar.
Yeah, so I did, and when I saw that picture, it made me concerned because I had something that started out very similar. So long time ago, before my son was born, I had a little lump right along here that didn't. I don't know. It was there for a while. Didn't really seem like anything. I thought it was a swollen saliva gland because that's a normal thing that happens. Until all of a sudden it started blowing up really big. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me, no, it's, so what they did a CT scan.
Did you say no more monkeys jumping on the bed? I'm sorry. I had to.
So they did a CT scan, and so apparently it's actually more common in babies. Usually if you're going to have this, it happens when you're really, really young. It's called a brachial cleft cyst. So there's like some little like ligaments and structures in your neck. Then sometimes they have like little gaps in them. And then immediately following a sinus infection, the gap starts to fill up with fluid.
Ooh.
And then just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And usually, they identify
'cause there's nowhere for the fluid to like really drain, right?
Usually what'll happen is like it'll, like a 1-year-old will have this problem. They'll remove it when it's tiny and it's no big deal. it does occasionally slip by, and someone experiences it in adulthood. So mine, by the time it started blowing up to the point where I'm like a little bit concerned, it started getting faster and faster and faster. So it started blowing up. By the time I had the second CT scan, it was already 4 times bigger. They scheduled the surgery for me. I had to go up to Albany Med because where it was sitting, there's like a huge nerve cluster that runs down that controls, first of all, my right arm and my vocal cords and my tongue.
Yeah.
So I could potentially, so they had to have a neurosurgeon do the surgery to avoid those nerve clusters, or else I could potentially lose the use of my vocal cords and my tongue. And so they scheduled the surgery. It was still a couple weeks out. This time it was starting to get really painful because it was pushing on my my arteries and everything.
Sounds fucking terrible.
So it was very uncomfortable to sleep. The thing itself didn't hurt, but the pressure was starting to hurt. So I woke up one morning and it had gotten to the point where it was pressuring on my my carotid so much that I was just like literally writhing in pain. My wife had to my wife had to throw me into the car, drive me all the way up to the doctor's office in Albany. And now, little background: I have a long-standing phobia of needles. Okay,
I understand.
we can go into that another time.
I understand.
But
I'll be getting in that.
so she puts me in this chair that looks like a barber's chair. You know, it rocks back and everything.
No.
I swear it has everything except like leather clamps. And she's over there fiddling with something. She's like, all right, well, the surgery's not for another week or 2. We need to drain some of the pressure from this now.
Oh no.
Or else you're not going to make it. So it's not, you're not going to be able to. Not make it like die, but pain wise.
Okay.
Pain wise, you still got a week or 2 before the surgery.
Agony is what she's pretty much saying.
So she turns
Not
around
gonna make it.
with a fucking pistol grip needle.
Oh,
She's like cocking the thing like.
Yep, I'm good.
And I'm looking down the barrel of this needle.
It's like,
and it's literally like, you ever take like a Bic pen apart?
Yep.
yeah,
It's
like
that big around.
Yeah, fuck that.
And she's got, like I said, the thing's literally on a pistol. It looks like a fucking caulk gun. All right.
I think I'm gonna.
And
pass out.
so I'm sitting there. She's like, and she looks at me. Sweet lady, very nice lady. She looks at me and she says, "I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to hurt."
Right.
Fuck.
Love that. Cool.
I've never had a needle
In your
that
neck?
left me a scar before.
Oh.
It was that big.
Into the double barrel.
So she hit me with it twice, but I'll tell you. So she holds
Not once,
this
but
thing's
twice.
this thing's the size of like a jumbo egg at this point. And this is still 2 weeks out. It got bigger. But when they actually removed it, it was the size of a tennis ball.
Oh.
Damn.
So it's the size of a jumbo egg at that point. And she goes and yeah, pushing through the skin hurt. The second she got into the cyst itself and she pulls the trigger on the thing and starts sucking the stuff out, it was instant relief. Like the pressure just immediately, and I'm in the chair. I was all tensed up, and I'm like,
I'm feeling fucking tensed up right now. I don't even have this happen.
and to the point where I don't even remember her going in for the, like, she goes and empties it and comes back and hits me with the second one. But to tell you how big.
Dude, hold on. I don't know if you guys are hearing this right now. My stomach sounds like a fucking Metallica concert inside of an active volcano, dude.
Yo, we got a motherfucking whale show up in here at SeaWorld.
You heard that shit? Dude, this was all day yesterday. I had some Chinese food yesterday, and bro, I was gassy as a bitch. I still am. But it's one of those things, dude, it might pop off, bro. If I was to let it fart out, I might shoot through the
Where'd
fucking
you get it?
Kingston Walk. No fucking way. You dead ass did? You got Kingston Walk yesterday?
Why
Get
are
the
we
fuck out of
the
here, dude. Yeah, now the insides of our fucking stomachs are just
Mine's fine.
boiling over.
Mine's perfectly fine.
Wow, you left. That's where you're gonna leave me hanging. Okay. Thought you were dying too, but whatever.
I mean, we're all technically dying.
Dude, that sounds fucking horrible though.
It
Needles
was.
are-
It
needles
was.
suck.
And the needle holes were so big that the needle holes themselves didn't actually close up.
Did
So-
she at least get it in the same hole again?
No, they were
Or
right now.
was it
It
two
looks like I
holes?
got bit by a
I was
vampire.
gonna say,
It's like it's 2 holes and you can kind of see them. I've shaved, so you can kind of see. But she was a plastic surgeon. So it was a neurosurgeon
see
and a
where they
plastic
cut it
surgeon.
and stuff.
And they tried to hide the. They actually did a really good
Wait,
job
I
of.
can see the little holes.
yep.
That's so funny.
Yep. They did a really good
Doesn't
job
like
of
a
hiding the
vampire bite.
scar in like the natural like crease of your neck.
Yeah.
But for the 2 weeks before the surgery, those holes never closed.
Damn.
So I would get up and when the pressure would get high, I would go and lean over my bathroom sink and just kind of do like this, and it would just start dripping. It would just like dripping out into the sink, and it looked like, I'm not even going to describe what it looked like.
Death. It looked like death.
Cyst fluid.
Oh yeah.
Not cool.
I saw somebody drain a fucking
But yeah,
cyst in the Cali
so yeah, I go. They put me under for the whole surgery. They cut me open. I learned the hard way because I was out of work for a week or two afterwards because where they moved it, where they cut me, there's all those nerve clusters there. You cannot. It is physically impossible to do anything.
Yeah.
If you can't move your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, I can imagine the pain.
So, I'm the first night I get home, I'm all bandaged up and everything. You're not allowed to, I couldn't move my head at all. So my wife's like, all right, well, I have to go to work. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm to watch TV or whatever. And it took me, I want to say close to 45 minutes to get out of the bed.
Ugh.
Because every motion we do, we lead with our heads. So
Yes, we do. Well, I'm sorry, Carl.
You're like, yes, we do.
Yeah, we do, Carl. Headbang.
So imagine not being able to move your head and try and get out of bed. What
can't.
I ended up having to do
Gotta
was
crack my neck every, like, 10
gradually
minutes.
slide my body, like with my feet, over to the edge of the bed until I just fell out of the bed in an upright position. It took me
Sounds
45
brutal.
minutes to do that.
Thanks.
It was horrible. I had 13 staples in my neck. I'll show you.
Staples? They didn't even do stitches?
No, I literally looked like Frankenstein. Literally, the literal metal staples. I'll show you the picture
Let me
later.
get the contractor in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. So that's really that's the only surgery I've ever had. It's only, for the most part, it's the only real. I had like some seizures when I was a little kid. Outside of that, I've never really had any other medical issues.
See, I'm also one of those limited people, but I'll tell you this: considering the stupidity of like the life I've lived up to this point, first of all, miracle I'm fucking alive. Right
Never
now.
broken a bone.
I've never broken a bone either.
Or myself.
I've never broken one either. And yourself. And there's only really been like two.
We have to go back to that one later.
There's only been like two, I know, right? You're like, wait a minute, that's interesting.
Just hold up.
You're like, I'm not the only one. Okay.
Hold
But
on.
I've only had two really bad injuries. The one was, and this, again, just stupid. I'm like literally in the woods throwing rocks with my friend, right? We're like 14. And I go down a hill a little bit, and this kid couldn't throw for shit. So that's important to the story.
I was about to
because
say, this is already
the
going to
next
end up
piece
bad.
of this is where this
You
fucking
at the
rock like
bottom,
this big hits me in the
rocks
head.
on top,
So
kid
he
doesn't know
throws his
how to
rock
throw.
and it hit me in the head, right? And I was in shock, so I didn't even really feel anything. So I just went like this, right? And I was like, ow. And I was like, and when I tell you, for 5 seconds I had my hands up, and when I took my hands off, it was drenched in blood.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm like,
scalp wounds bleed.
I'm like,
crazy.
oh. And he's like crying, right? He's like, oh my fucking God, are you gonna die?
Wildest fucking stories.
He's like paranoid, and I'm like, aren't you supposed to cover me? And so, but I'm in shock, so I'm not feeling anything, right? And my adrenaline's through the roof. So I'm just like, dude, I'm like, oh, that sucks. Like, I gotta fucking.
That sucks.
I was like, I gotta go clean up. That was literally what I said. I was like, I gotta go clean up, right? I was like, whatever, put some dirt in it. And I go into the house, and my fucking grandma's like, what's going on? Like, literally, like, a piece of my fucking head just like flapping around. And there's still a scar there that you can see when I cut my hair, but. So I ended up getting like some stitches in the back of my head, and that was pretty gnarly. But this one, dude, you want to talk about stupidity, right? This is not only
that reminds me. I have to tell you how I almost chopped my finger off.
Jesus Christ. So fingers. So this little line right here, this little smiley guy here. This is not only the stupidest injury, but also resulted in one of the most painful things. So first of all, don't drink, right? Just don't drink. Because almost all of my stupid stories involve me drinking or smoking. So we have a party. I'm like 17, 18 at this point. We had a party, right? And it's literally 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's sleeping who like crashed there. But I was like, nah, I want to start cleaning so I don't have to deal with all of it tomorrow. So I'm like cleaning trash. My brother's helping me. And I'm doing the dishes, right? You hear this shit still. Through the headphones, right? It's crazy.
Was that your stomach?
Bro, yes.
I thought that was a motorcycle going
No,
by.
that was not a magnitude 9 earthquake. That was my stomach, yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know
I
what
looked,
the
I looked
fuck's
over
going
here.
on.
I thought there was a
Jurassic
motorcycle
Park
that
in
went
that
by.
stomach right now.
Honestly, dude, it sounds like someone let off a grenade inside of a tuba. That's
It's
what
like
it sounds
the
like in my
fucking
stomach right now.
sound effects in
It's
the
like,
background for the music.
Dude, my shit's got bass, dude. The ground's shaking.
We need
right
we
now.
need to eat after this. I haven't eaten anything today.
That's
So.
what I'm saying. My shit's brutal. Anyway,
Brutal.
so I'm washing the rim of a glass, right? And I'm just like cleaning the edge of it. And I was like, I wonder if I press hard enough, would it break? And for like years, I lied. I told people it was an accident, but I purposely tried to break it. And I break it, and it just snaps right
trying to
into.
wipe inside a glass.
Yep. It immediately just snaps, slices my finger like halfway through, right?
Glass is not to be fucked
So
with.
my finger's like hanging off. I'm like, oh, fuck. I wrap it in a dish towel, which within 30 seconds was completely soaked in blood. So I go to Yeo Kingston Hospital.
Wait 5 hours and bleed out.
Oh, dude, this is like the pinnacle of Kingston Hospital experiences. So I walk in there, right? And I'm being, again, calm and casual because like when I get these really horrible injuries, I'm just like, I'm in shock and I'm just like trying to stay calm. And I was like, yeah, I cut my finger pretty bad. And she was like, well, how bad? And when I unwrapped it, she almost passed out. It was like literally fucking like hanging off, right?
Yeah.
And it's leaking blood. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad. She's like, oh, we got to get you in there. So they get me in a room, right? They wrapped it in paper towels. They wrap it in first, right? A minute later, they're soaked. So I'm waiting around, right? Had to go to the bathroom to get more paper towels for myself.
Yikes.
Okay.
Sounds
then I
about right,
finally
though.
see a doctor. He looks. He's like, "Yeah, it's pretty bad." And I was like, "Wow, great observation, doc." He's like, "That's pretty bad." He's like, "We're gonna have to stitch it up, right?" So he tries to stitch it, but it sliced a vessel or something, and it was bleeding so bad he couldn't stitch it.
No.
So he had to sew that back together first, right? But the worst part of it, exactly like your scenario, they had to numb it, and when I tell you they put a needle into the cut, and it was like a needle like this big. It was, dude. Honestly, I would rather cut my finger 5 times over again.
I'm as you're sitting here, I'm just remembering all the other times that I've had stitches and other. So remind me to tell you about the time I got dragged across a fence by 3 dogs and got my thigh torn to shreds.
And you're just like casually like, oh, that's all that's happened to me is the cyst thing. You're over here like ready to fucking throw up, dude. So yeah, long story short, he sews up the vessel, sews up my finger, and he was like, all right, don't
the vessels.
He was like, don't do anything, you know. And I'm not even joking. The next day with a club thumb all wrapped up, I'm playing basketball like a fucking idiot. Luckily, I didn't burst the stitches open, but like I'm just hardcore like that. I'm like fucking stupid like that, you know. What about you over there? Have you ever had bad injuries?
I sliced my finger open. Again, don't
Seems like
drink.
fingers are a common thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Finger injuries.
There is like a scar here. I had a candle that I used to use my dab torch and tried to take the wax off the side, and then it cracked it. And then I forgot it got cracked, and then I started drinking, and then I went to pick it up to throw it out, and it sliced the fuck out of me. And yeah. Don't
Your story's
do
got
that.
some similar origins to mine.
Yeah. And then in elementary school, I tried slam dunking my paper bag into the garbage can and instead dunked my front lip into the counter. Maybe that's why I got fucked up deep.
You said dunked my front lip into the fucking counter. Wait, is that really how you fucked your shit up?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure my teeth are gonna get fucked up anyway because my whole family has
Damn,
crowded
dude.
mouths. So.
Did you like bust your lip wide open? and shit?
So yeah, I literally did that, and I'm just sitting there with my lip wide open, like staring at my teacher, and I'm like 7. I think.
yo, teach. Can we do something
And
about this?
she was kind of like looking at me, and I'm just like, I can't speak because my lips busted open.
Like, what's going on over
Yeah,
here?
and I'm like, I'm bleeding. And then I don't remember much about in between what happened, but I remember being in the hospital, and they're like, yeah, she's fine. Like nothing happened. I didn't get
okay.
stitches or anything. I just iced it. I don't have a scar or anything, shockingly. And then yeah, then I also remember Heelys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking love it.
Yeah. So I had a pair of Heelys, and I had a really nice long driveway for a kid. It was long. And my Heely decided to eat a rock, a pebble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got caught up under the.
Pebble. And it just
jammed up the gears.
jammed up the wheel. And I went flying forward, and this went backwards, and I never really knew what to feel. Like, I felt like I was going to throw up and stuff, so I go inside. I'm traumatized. I go inside, and I tell my mom, and I'm like, I think I, like, broke it or whatever. And my brother goes, well, did you feel like you were going to throw up after, like, it happened? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh shit. And I'm like, what? What? Why? Why? What does that mean? What does that mean? He's like, you probably broke it or fractured it. I'm like, like freaking the fuck out. So I hairline fractured it. So I got put in a splint. But I'm pretty sure it definitely did something more worse because like if I try to bend it fully, it hurts. And it hurts.
Little arthritis settles in there.
I definitely have arthritis in this finger and in this hand, as we know from the film,
So,
where my
so
hand
back
was
to
just
this,
hurting.
like, dogs taking a chunk out of you.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
all right, finger or dogs first?
I've also had a dog take a chunk out of my skin here. There's a scar right here. One of my old
Damn, you guys are
friends'
just gonna attack
dog.
like violent dogs.
Well, I was only just chilling on her bed, and she let the dog in, and it just came right at me, grabbed my arm, and I was like, "Bro, what the fuck? Get off!" And then, it ripped my arm. But anyway, let's hear both of them.
So we'll start off with the finger here. You might be able to see it, but there's like a little fish hook.
I can see the little bump.
It goes from here all the way around.
I do.
Did you hook your finger with a fish hook?
No, it's just shaped like a fish hook. No, I tried to chop it off with a knife.
Wow, purposely.
No, not purposely. So I used to do a lot of like hunting, specifically like bushcraft style stuff. So a lot of, like make your own shelter and that sort of stuff. And I have this giant knife that I use for wood processing and just general camp
Naturally
tasks, as one does. So I brought a friend of mine camping. It was like an 1.5-hour hike up. So my backyard is the Verneuil Hill State Forest. It's 30,000 acres of woods. Mm-hmm. So an 1.5-hour hike into this spot. We find a good camp spot. And we're setting up, and it had rained the night before, so I'm trying to get some dry firewood. So I've got a log, and I'm trying to strip the bark off because the bark was wet, but the wood was dry on the inside.
I already know where this is going.
And I had it, and the way I was holding it, I was holding this log upright, and I had it balanced on top of another log. So I'm just turning it and using the knife to strip the bark off.
Instead, he stripped his thumb.
And what happened was the log slipped off of the other one mid swing. So as I'm swinging down, all of a sudden my hand which was here is now here. And I pulled it. I stopped it. But my knife was so sharp that it literally just like sliced in, bounced off the bone, and just came to a rest like in my finger. And I pull it back. And I'll add the photo to show you. I've got there's blood spatter up the knife. So I pull it up and immediately like put it in my mouth. I'm like, just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
So I talked to my friend, and remember, we're an 1.5-hour hike up. It's dark at this point. So I said, I have like a good medical kit and everything. So I, take some ibuprofen, I wrap it up, so I've got like this much gauze on the fucking thing.
Ibuprofen.
Pour some beer in it, you beer in it.
So we have to, trying to make the call. All right, do we go back or do we just stay? And I'm like, all right, screw it, we go back. So
good call.
Now it's dark. 1.5 hours. Now it's like 2 hours down, because it's dark and we're going by headlamps. My friend who was with me didn't have a car, so I drove him from Kerhonkson out to Highland to drop him off. Came home, because at that point I was just like soaking wet, dirty, sweaty. Ugh. Go in, put a plastic bag over it, go take a shower, so that I can then go to the hospital in Ellenville. Ellenville emergency room was fantastic.
I'll say you'll just sit there for 2 hours, maybe.
No, I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes.
That's good.
Damn.
You walk straight in. And granted, at this point, it was like 7 or 8 o'clock when this happened. It's 1 or 2 a.m. by the time I actually get there. And so the doctor shows up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure if I need the stitches or what. And so they're sitting there and they're like, oh yeah, you need the stitches. So stitch it up and everything, and that was fine. So that wasn't that bad. My son cut his finger in the same place in the same way. Damn. Like so. Damn. But no. So when I was so for the leg, this is the first time I ever got stitches. So when I was, I don't know, I want to say 10 or 11, we were moving into a duplex apartment in New Orleans. So it had a split backyard. So, it was like a 2-family house. And I had no idea that the people in the other side had dogs. They had 3 chows. So my mom dropped me and my sister off at the house. She was going with a friend of hers with the U-Haul to go get another load of stuff out of a storage unit. So we were left alone in the house. So I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of chilling out in the backyard. And I go, and it had like a really low fence. like chain link fence. So I'm just kind of sitting on the corner of the fence and everything, just talking to my sister. And I had no idea that there were dogs in the yard next to me. And I had my leg kind of up on it. And just out of nowhere, and we were out there for a good hour. But out of nowhere, the 3 chows, come rounding around the corner, immediately see me, make a beeline for me. One of them jumps up, grabs onto my thigh, pulls me onto their side of the fence. And they're just going at me. And I grab the chain link fence at a different spot. The where I was sitting had like a top bar, but where I grabbed it didn't have the spikes. So I have a line of puncture wounds under like right along my waist from where I impaled myself on this fence. And so I'm there with my top half on our side of the fence, my legs on there. So I've got puncture wounds down this leg where an individual tooth or claw went in. I have 3 large holes in my thigh,
Oh my God.
where matching the canines of the one that had me. And so I managed to grab the bottom of the fence and I flipped myself over. And we're back onto my side of the fence. So my mom's not there. So I'm just like literally holding chunks of myself in. And we go out and we knock on the other neighbor's door. I'm like, yeah, I just fucking do something.
Fucking do something.
So I'm sitting there like trying not to pass out on her front step, and my mom comes back and I end up going to the hospital. So what it ended up doing, like the puncture wounds, they cleaned them and everything. But the 3 big ones, the dog had actually taken chunks of like meaty chunks out. So they didn't actually sew those shut. What they do for like large open wounds like that, is they put drainage tubes. So I had what looked like rigatoni sticking out of these 3 large holes.
I know exactly what you're talking
on my
about.
leg. Each and once the bandage came off and everything, once the tubes came out, the holes they never actually sewed them shut. So they're just holes.
So you just have chunks
So
of your leg?
Well, what I had to do is like they gave me like this whole kit with like the Q-tips and like the bacitracin or whatever.
Yeah.
So these are holes in my thigh, literally big enough to stick the tip of my thumb into. Like you could put like a stack of dimes, like 5 dimes, into that hole, and it would be gone. And I got to sit there twice a day with a Q-tip, like putting the antibacterial stuff in it until they finally just closed up. But I've got three scars, like each the size of a thumbprint there, and like divots in my thigh.
Craters like the moon.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
I'd show you, but it's not there's nothing down here is a pretty sight.
That's a little personal.
Yeah,
violent.
It's in his bikini area.
Yeah, well, it's like all like right in here.
area.
Yes, because I wear a lot of bikinis, but yeah, it's definitely it's not in a pretty spot, but yeah, it's
Well, hey, I mean, blood is red and it's Christmas time, so it's a pretty appropriate.
and you would think you'd think after something like that I'd be terrified of dogs, but it's
but then you just went and adopted
Yeah.
1,000
Oh
dogs.
yeah, I forgot. I also got attacked by another dog. I still have a scar right here. He like grabbed my arm and stuff. Forgot about that too.
Well, fortunately for me, I have not had violent
And I love
encounters
doggos
with
too.
canines.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So,
baby,
lucky
I
me,
miss
I
my
guess.
baby boy.
That's from a dog. Our blind dog accidentally bit me.
Okay, well they got a pass because
Yeah.
they were blind.
Well, they were in the middle of like I was breaking up a dog fight.
Ah,
I've been bit by human beings before.
Yeah. Oddly enough,
With people with autism.
me too.
the worst injury I ever got breaking up a dog fight
Not in that way though.
was from a cat.
Wow.
Oh,
So we had this one cat that just thought he was like the regulator of the house.
Fucking
And
regular.
anytime anything went down, he just jumped into the middle of it. It was like he didn't care who started what. He was fucking somebody up. And so I'm sitting there trying to pull 2 dogs apart. And all of a sudden I've got this like burning pain. My entire calf is just on fire. And I've got this fucking cat on all 4 claws just latched around my calf and biting me. Because he's like, he's like, you're in it. I'm
he's
fucking
like,
some of you up.
fucking someone up.
Yes.
That's how I be. I'm like, fuck, I don't know who I'm fighting, but I'm fighting somebody.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just getting in.
I'm doing.
Fuck it, dude.
I'm not taking sides. I'm just swinging. He just goes in. So I'm sitting there like trying to pull these 2 dogs apart, and look at this cat latched to my calf.
Fuck off me.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
there you have it. There's some vicious, brutal, just fucking maleficent injuries we've all experienced. Well, let's pivot a little bit. First of all, what is everybody's favorite? Let's get back to Christmas. What's everybody's favorite Christmas song?
Injuries
What's
aren't
yours?
Christmas related?
What's your Christmas? Well, there are a lot of Christmas injuries. So.
Yes, they are.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Christmas song?
Yeah. I got one right off the fucking bat.
Hold on.
We've only been singing Christmas music for the last hour in here.
Hold on.
Don't worry about it. I'll take it. I'll take
No,
it.
wait.
I need to push the
I can
button.
find it. Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure it's the right song. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Just kidding. I'll be home for Christmas.
Wow, what a 360. But okay, that's fair. Mine is easily Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. We'll be having a wonderful Christmas time. And I like the little synth that it's like boom, 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 boom. That's my favorite. That one, and then Last Christmas by Wham.
Last Christmas.
He said twice shy.
Whoa.
Yeah. And you still
Getting
come
down to
my eye. Tell me, baby, do you recognize
Baby, it's cold
me?
outside.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't cancel that. I don't
What's
give a
yours?
fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
canceling
Mine is actually Jingle Bell Rock.
Oh, easy
Jingle
go-to.
Bell Rock.
If
It's
I'm
a
trying
good
to get lit.
classic.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's a good
I'm
one.
Slipping and sliding.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Dude, Christmas music
Feliz
slaps.
Navidad. ¿Cómo está?
Speaking of slaps, we got our holiday edition of
Speaking of slaps,
Slaps.
still in danger.
Slaps
or soul.
First on the menu, Christmas shopping.
Oh,
Slap or suck? Let's start down there.
I'm gonna go with sucks.
I was actually ready for that.
I'm not a shopping person to begin with. Christmas shopping is even more so. I'm the first person to bow down and praise in front of Amazon.
Yeah, oh yeah, easily.
The ability to just click, 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 and
Be like,
it
is that where
shows
you got
up.
this?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Knew it.
Amazon.
Your Maison.
Bow down to Lord
couple
Bezos.
couple little clicks, stuff shows up in my door. What's better than that?
Boom. That's fair. What about you?
When food pops up at your door.
Yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere. That doesn't happen.
What about you? What's your favorite? What's
I
your
know.
wait? Not favorite. Slaps or sucks?
Troy's delivers now,
Oh, do they?
but I'm literally
They've
30.
always
well-
they're on and off all the time.
Yeah, but they're also 30 seconds down the road, so I can't justify paying a $10 delivery fee.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Especially
So I just show up in like shorts and Crocs.
sucks.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just hectic. People don't know how to drive. People
That's so true.
people are so rude, and I can't. Please leave. Go away.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to get people ever.
I have to say, like, I have to echo the sentiments. I think it sucks too.
Sucks.
It's like, I don't know. It seems like maybe, but I'm also one of those people. I'm like, I don't know. It's not like
Sorry, I'm
like
dying.
you know what I think the problem is. I honestly don't think many people are very passionate about things. So it's like you can always find like cool or nice gifts, but it's like I feel like it doesn't happen very often where you really find that gift.
Yeah.
Like if you can come across that, and also a lot of times it's not challenging. Like a great example, my favorite Christmas
Most people
movie.
don't remember what the hell they
Wait,
want
hang
to
on.
throughout
All
the
right.
year.
Let's discern between. Are we talking about just the act of shopping itself, or
The Christmas shopping
the
itself,
process of selecting a gift for somebody?
all of it.
Because that I enjoy.
Both.
That
But you
part
still
I
gotta
enjoy.
shop though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can buy, like I said, Amazon.
Yeah.
But in general, like the idea of giving a gift or finding the perfect gift
Yeah.
for somebody, that part I enjoy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
going out shopping
I don't think,
sucks.
I don't know if we ever covered like our love languages or anything, but
I feel like we did.
acts
Yeah.
of service and gift giving are two of mine.
Yeah. That's fair. But you know what though? It's like so Jingle All the Way is like my favorite Christmas movie, and I'm like, man, remember back in the day when there was like that thing and it was like actually hard to get, and if you fucking got one for somebody, you really came through. That doesn't happen anymore because now it's just like, oh, all right, Amazon, boom.
Well, especially when you have a kid.
That's true. Yeah,
When-
that's
when
true.
you have
As
a kid, like, the
oh my
first-
god,
yeah,
that's
the
what I
ear-
wanted.
The early years,
five.
there's always there's that toy.
Yeah.
And whether and unfortunately that toy is usually planted subliminally in
Yeah,
their heads.
all over the fucking place.
And it's that toy for every kid in America.
Yep.
But if your kid is not a corporate whore, and they have their own interests or something. When you get that one toy, like I'll never forget, we had one Christmas where my son had he really wanted this big How to Train Your Dragon, like this giant like fire breathing toothless,
like a plushie, like a big plushie?
No, it was like it actually you could put stuff in it and it actually would breathe like vapor out, and it was a whole thing.
That's cool.
It was a whole thing.
I want it now.
And we made a terrible mistake. We saved it for last. And he opened all his other toys and he looked around and he didn't see it. We could see the tears welling up in his eye, and he was literally about to just freak the fuck out because there was the one thing that he wanted. And they were like, "Oh wait, it's here, it's here,
it's here."
But yeah, so that getting that perfect gift, that's awesome.
Fair.
The process of actually acquiring it, fucking blows.
That shit fucking sucks.
Quick side note that just made me think of before we get back to Cyber Sucks. For you as a kid, what was the gift? For me, it was this fucking electric scooter, dude. I wanted an electric scooter for years. And I remember I came out, right? And my grandma would like hide the big shit on the porch. And then the night before she'd move it in. And I came out and you could tell it's a fucking scooter because it's a fucking scooter.
Yeah.
And she wrapped that shit too. She wrapped the fucking scooter. And I was so excited, dude. And I remember I charged that shit up, and I was like, as we're sitting there, everybody's opening presents. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about those presents. I'm like waiting for this to charge.
Me.
And I went outside, dude, and it had like snowed like the night before, and I'm just fucking swerving around, dude. And then my little sister, gets on it and fucking slams into the back of the car. She was fine, but that was funny as fuck, dude. Best
she broke it.
Christmas gift ever. It was like that was like the thing growing up. It was like I always wanted a fucking electric scooter.
So I also got an electric scooter. It was fun as shit.
Sick.
I wanted a Build-A-Bear so bad because everybody else had gotten a Build-A-Bear from my grandma. So I told her, I was like, I want one. And she asked me like what I wanted, whatever. And then Christmas came and I went to her house because it was the tradition to always go to her house, whatever, and then, open the presents. So I literally get there and I look under the tree and I see a present shaped like a house, and I'm like, oh my God, a Build-A-Bear. And my grandma's like, how did you know? And I was like, I can tell the shape by the house. I ain't stupid.
Tell by the way it is.
Yep.
And then I opened it, and it was my first Build-A-Bear, and oh my God, it was so cute. It was a little cat, and I love it.
Okay, cool. What about you?
I need to find it.
I don't actually know. So
what was your Red Ryder BB gun? That's what the question. That fucking.
It was
thing.
probably like a bicycle. I don't know. I grew up, poor.
I feel that. That's why it took me 6 years to get that fucking. I asked for it when I was 4, and I got it when I was 10.
That said, my mother somehow managed to always do very well for us for Christmas.
Yeah, mine did too, but I know how she managed. It was called petty larceny.
Credit cards, credit debt.
Love you, Mom. Rest in peace.
But there was sometimes I was an outdoor kid. So bicycles and stuff like that. It was probably like a new bike or whatever. Because as you grow, you need a new bike every couple of years, or else because you outgrow it. It was probably almost always like some new bike or something like that.
Dude, nothing like a new bike, dude. A new fucking motor transportation.
I love getting new bikes. I remember when my parents got me a bike for my birthday and they hid it in the garage and they're like, you can't go over there, you can't go over there. And I was like, well, I obviously know what the fuck it is now.
You're like, there's a bike in there. They're like,
I want to see it. So I ruined my surprise.
I got home from school early one day, and my mother's friend was like in our shed, like hiding something, like wheeling a bike into our shed. And I'm like,
oh yeah, use the neighbors. That's what we always did. My grandma would always put the neighbors.
And I'm like, what you doing? And he goes, nothing. I wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
And that was, and that also coincided with that. You get to that age where you're kind of suspicious about this whole Santa thing.
Yeah. Like, how the fuck does he get in here? We didn't have a fireplace.
My sister ruined it for me.
I was like, I sat my mom down. I'm like, look, we have to have a talk. I saw whatever his name was wheeling the bike in.
I know about the bike.
And look, I'm suspicious about this whole thing. I'm telling you right now, if that bike shows up under this tree,
marked as Santa.
Yeah.
I know what's fucking going on.
I know, and you know what's happening here.
So
I'm not telling my sister, but you and I know what's
my
up.
sister and my mom went Black Friday shopping, whatever, together, and it was the year that like the talking macaw bird came out. Do either of you remember that?
Yep. I do.
That thing was so fucking fun.
Yep.
Anyway, so I opened it up. It was like our secret special gift from Santa. It was like our bigger one that, Santa gave us. So it's like the special gift. So I opened that up, it was from Santa. I was like, oh my God, yay, I finally got it. And then my sister ruined it by saying, yeah, that thing wouldn't shut the fuck up the entire time going home. And I was like, wait, what? It said it was from Santa.
Yeah,
and my mom was like,
fuck
Brittany.
I remember being like, wait a minute. I'm finally like old enough to be like, hold up, man. Santa and my mom got the same handwriting. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, no
over here?
facts too. And the same wrapping paper. I'm like, yo, why you have the same wrapping paper?
We didn't even have a fireplace, dude. And I'd be like, wait a minute.
We had a
How did
fake
he get
one.
here? And he's
I
like,
grew up in the
made
South.
magic.
We don't have fireplaces ever.
I'm like,
Like
how the
what?
fuck does he get in here? They're like, magic. I'm like, of course, Santa has magic, duh. And they gaslighted me into believing that shit for like years.
We had a
dude.
fake one that we made and we would pin up. Yeah, that was that.
Dude, my grandmother eats. Now I eat the cookies at night now. Like, I just gonna fucking back. I'm gonna call my sister and be like, I'm coming to eat your cookies. They gotta believe Santa did it, so I got you. Don't worry about it. No problem. Do your
Gotta
favor.
dress up as Santa.
We did this whole elaborate thing because we have security cameras around my house because I have crazy neighbors.
Fair enough.
And like we had to do this whole thing where like I borrowed a Santa costume, and like so I was in the house. Like, my son knew I was in the house, but I snuck out the back door, threw the thing on real quick, went running around the front yard where the cameras could see me, and then back in, and then pretended like nothing happened. Then my son was freaking out because he saw Santa on the.
Yeah, that's so fucking
I
cool,
love
dude.
that. That's cute.
I know
like
how
that.
I miss those.
Now
days.
they have Elf on the Shelf and.
We did that for my son.
Elf on the Shelf was funny. I would be fucking
Honestly,
weird with mine.
we had way more fun with it than my son did.
Yeah, oh,
he
yeah,
was just
I'd
like,
be weird
yeah,
with mine.
whatever. Like we had so ours was named Elfie. Elfie stole my wife's car and drove it into the left it parked in the middle of our yard once. All kinds of stuff. So that said, How to Train Your Dragon, that toothless dragon. We tied that to our ceiling fan in the living room, and we had Elfie on it. So he's literally flying in circles
That's
around the
cute.
living room. We had all kinds of stuff. He broke all kinds of stuff, and like we blamed it on him. He gave my son what they called it was a candy cane garden. So it was like a tin filled with flour and like little tiny candy. Like he would plant like little seeds, and each night we'd sneak in there and like put slightly larger
that's
candy
fucking
canes
awesome.
in. And
Would you put his little feet print in it?
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
little,
cute.
yeah, we had way more fun doing all that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
stuff. And
I would
our
have
son
fucking
was just kind of
blasted
sitting there looking at us like, really.
Well, when you
Either.
have kids, you get to kind of relive that magic.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Exactly.
Now this year, my Christmas shopping, my son, all he wants is like, yeah, just give him cash.
Give me TV, Dad. Give me cash.
He doesn't even,
Fucking starting car.
Back to
Struggling.
dude. It's still. I was trying to ignore it, but thanks for bringing attention back to it.
Oh no, I was talking about me. I was trying to clear my throat.
Oh, fuck! So I just put myself in blessed again.
Yeah, hey, you did it. Now you're doing it.
Self-sabotage is a game I'm pretty good at. Anyway, next on Slaps or Sucks. This is a good one, actually. This is a good one.
What are we doing?
Eggnog. Slaps or Sucks?
Disgusting.
Eggnog. No?
Disgusting. First
No?
of all, I hate eggs. I don't hate eggs. I don't really care for eggs. I like egg whites, not the yolk so much.
You like
And
egg
second of
whites
all-
and not the yolk.
Not really. The yolk. Even though the yolk is like the best part for you.
Precisely. That was exactly
Yeah.
the basis of my reaction.
I still eat it. I try. All right. You know. And then what?
There it is. I was fucking waiting for it, dude. I'm like, you gone way too long without spacing out, and there she is.
I was trying to think of the other ingredient that's in it. I usually know what's in it. It's
Eggnog. Oh, I have no idea.
It's
vanilla,
egg, vanilla, and then
usually some sort of liquor
no.
if it's real eggnog.
Yeah, ain't none of that bitch ass eggnog.
There's something else in eggnog that I don't like.
I don't know, but I've
Wait, let me look it up.
somebody actually asked me the other day because I don't remember the last time I drank regular eggnog. It's been like years. But then I saw this eggnog liquor at the liquor store the other day, and I bought it for the party, and I had tasted it, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good. And it made me realize, like, eggnog was always one of those things where it's like, you experience something once a really long time ago, and you're just like, nah. In your
Milk.
mind, you're like, this is how it's always been.
Milk. Okay, so that's what it is. It's literally egg, milk, vanilla, heavy cream. I literally
Yeah.
cannot even drink milk or heavy cream.
Yeah.
So that's literally just disgusting for my stomach. It'll rot. So no, and it tastes like it already rotted in the fucking bottle.
See, I have to say, now I got to really give myself another test. I would have, look, if you would have asked me before last week, I'd have been like, sucks. but I'm not sure now. I have to revisit this because it's one of those things where I've
It's
convinced
just
myself I
so
don't like it, but I'm like,
bitter.
You know, honestly, I have not. Oh, it's a sucks for me. But again,
we got to revisit.
I haven't had it in forever.
Okay,
So I don't know.
too. But I remember how it tastes.
I'll bring
And it
eggnog on
tastes
Friday.
Disgusting.
I'll bring and Stewie's has been rumored to have the best eggnog though.
Stewart's
I will get
has
some
the
Stewie's
best
eggnog.
fucking everything.
They
A
do.
fucking men.
Yeah.
They do.
I
Yeah.
literally bought their ornament. The
I
cow.
saw that.
It's so
You know what's funny?
cute.
I was actually that's what made me think
And
about it
you
too. I was
wanna-
like,
You want to see something funny?
I knew you had that.
Guess what's one of my browsers at the moment? Stewart's to buy
Boom.
the bling bling fucking tumbler.
Did you see they opened their own online store?
yeah. Oh, did they really?
Yeah. It's literally like Stewart's merch and
Yep.
stuff like that.
And that's
in
what
there,
I'm gonna
dude.
buy.
I'm in there. Fucking love
it
Stewie's.
opened like a month
I
ago.
love the Stewart's.
Love Stewart's.
All hail Stewart's.
All hail Stewart's. Did you ever used to see that thing with the Mad TV skit with Stewart?
Yeah.
I used to fucking love that, dude.
I don't want to say.
Okay, I did a pretty good job remembering most of the stuff up to this point. But next on the list, we've got Secret Santas. So whether it's in the workplace with friends, slaps or sucks, Secret Santa.
I've done a few of these, and in general, because I do enjoy giving gifts, I like them.
Yeah.
I've never gotten anything that I felt was more than just mailed in.
Right. That's what can suck about it. But that's why it's enjoyable if you do like to give the gifts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the middle of this one because it's fun to do. I enjoy it. I really do. I like seeing what other people get, what other people think about getting for other people and stuff. But also, it sucks when you do put a little bit more effort in and you get something that you know somebody didn't put fucking effort in. And it's like, cool, great, love that. Especially when it happens a lot. And also, sometimes, yeah, it's hard to know what to get people or like know what to get in general. So like,
That's true. But see, you gotta be
so it's
strategic.
a middle ground.
Because it's like, okay, you got to figure out which coworker knows them best, and you got to pick their brain, and then you can get a really good gift. But you're
Yeah.
right; it's like you go do all that, and then they just fucking mail it in with
I mean,
like a fucking.
at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be about the gifts and the money and shit. It's about to be, but the thought, it's like, yeah, did you not think about it? Like,
Right.
you
Well,
can
that's the
tell
thing. It
when
doesn't
the
even have
thought
to like.
is not behind it.
You can mail it in by just getting a fucking.
A gift card or something.
I'd rather
yeah.
get like a $20 item that's like actually cool and interesting to me than like a $50 gift card. Like as far as like
Oh,
sentimental
really?
value goes.
I would rather get the gift.
No. I'm saying if it was
Oh.
just coming like.
I was like, yeah,
down
if
to,
I
like,
absolutely did
sentimental
not know them, I would just get them a gift card so they can get something that I know that they would want
Right.
to get.
So-
value. Yeah, so you
Actually-
end up mailing it in.
Come to think of it, the one time that I actually did get one of these, like as a thoughtful gift, was when I got one of those cups.
Oh, so somebody got you.
Yeah. Mine was a
I don't know
20.
if you-
Mine was a 24 to 70.
Bam.
It was an EF 24 to 70. But yeah, it was a person at work that knew I was into photography and stuff like that, and
That's fire. I really like. Well, it's not exactly a Secret Santa, but the White Elephant game. So for those of you who don't know, just a quick rundown. It's basically like
Fun
anybody
game.
in the group or at a party or wherever you're playing the game at. Each person gets a gift and wraps it randomly, and then
Sticks
you
it in
pick
the
numbers
middle.
out of a hat, and then the first person has to open a gift, and then whoever goes next can either steal that gift or open a new one, so on and so forth till it's all they're all.
Till
open.
all they're out, yeah. So pretty much you want to be the last person.
And I fucking love that game. You know why? Manipulation. I am gaslighting people. I'm manipulating people.
God.
I'm like, oh, I wouldn't want that one.
Yeah, me.
Excuse me, I don't know what the fuck's going on over here.
Yeah,
My whole
like, sure,
body, dude.
I guess I'll fucking take it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't want that one, but it's the one I want all along. And then it's really interesting when you're playing with like
Pringles.
couples.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Like, oh shit! Like I did, and then it's funny because like when we played last week, every gift was a good gift for me, so I was like, I can't lose.
Yeah.
We're like, one's a Starbucks gift card, the other one's a Starbucks gift card and some Starbucks hot chocolate and a Starbucks cup. The other one's like a
Oh.
party game,
Starbucks
and then the
cup.
other one is like a whole hot cocoa set. And I'm like, oh, it's like you all just bought me gifts. You might as well just give me all the shit because this is all
Starbucks.
I love
Fuck.
Starbucks, dude. I have a
too.
gold Starbucks travel mug.
You're lucky.
So lit. And I still got a pack of Starbucks peppermint hot cocoa in my house. Anyway, last on the docket for slaps or
Let's
sucks.
see.
This is a really good one because I completely flip-flopped my mind on this. Real Christmas trees in your house. Slaps or sucks. You hear this shit, dude?
Bro!
Slaps or sucks, real
What
Christmas
is
tree.
going on in your stomach?
I don't know. I'm going to have to fucking excavate something soon.
You're gonna break the piping in here again?
Dude, I am the piping. Yeah. Slaps or sucks. Christmas, real Christmas tree. Go.
I haven't had a real Christmas tree since I was a kid. I want to say they slap because I love the smell of it and everything, but as an adult, it's probably gonna suck because the maintenance of it, making sure it doesn't burn the fuck down. Yeah, and you got to make sure you have the right tree, because if you have like a spruce or whatever, you can have like too many needles fall off, or it won't be as green, or you're gonna have sap, and like you got to know what you're getting, and you got to measure it so you don't get something too tall. You also got to water it. It's a lot of work.
Yep.
So a fake tree, you only got to buy it once. It can be pre-lit already. It can just plug it in, put
Talk
it
that
up,
talk.
done.
Damn,
Done.
fold back up into a box.
Exactly, and you got to keep spending money each year. I mean, trees are
Spit
pretty
that.
cheap if they're real, but like,
Spit that.
yeah.
Throw that. What about you? Real trees?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Real trees suck.
Yeah.
For all the reasons she listed. You know, first of all, you got to get it to your house.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass. You got to get it. You got to saw the bottom off. You got to go spend
In the
40.
snow.
Yeah, got to spend 45 minutes digging around your garage. Where the fuck is my Christmas tree stand?
Yep.
And you got to get that thing out. You got to getting them, first of all, getting them balanced.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
in the
that's a
stand.
bitch,
Then you got to
too.
water them. And in my house, we have cats.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're fucking with them.
So we also have. I have a hook in my ceiling.
Sorry.
I have like a flower hook in the ceiling,
Yeah.
and we tie ribbon
yeah.
to it to the top so they don't get toppled over. Then you're gonna have 17 cats in the fucking tree, pine needles everywhere.
Yeah, your tree's gonna be
Breaking
naked.
branches off, doing stuff like that. Then you still got to get rid of the fucking thing at the end.
Yep.
You know, you gotta
That's
sit there.
one of the worst parts
You gotta
about it.
water it. You gotta do all this stuff. You gotta sweep all the pine needles up. You gotta keep the cats out of it. You gotta because the cats don't give a shit about the fake ones.
Yeah.
They want to be in the real ones.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
It's so much work. It's so much work.
why.
Then they start going brown, and then they start looking
Yeah.
ugly.
Yep.
And it's not worth it. And
It's
then you
not.
got to figure out what the hell you're gonna do. I got a pile of dead trees out in the
Yep.
in the backyard.
Yeah, because they don't
It's
do
horrible.
much. You gotta just
It sucks.
can't really
I
burn
think,
them either because it's all sappy.
I think it's something that every family should do once.
Oh yeah,
And that's it.
Oh yeah,
most
Yeah.
definitely.
You do it once for the experience, but it's like, it's like every part of the whole process is either amazing or fucking horrible. It's like the excitement of like going to the tree farm and picking out
Well,
a tree.
when we were young,
Great.
we would do it every year.
Oh,
Never
that's-
had a
that's so
fake
much work.
tree.
But it's like the excitement of going there and picking out a tree is so much fun. And it's like, okay, loading the tree and lugging it back sucks.
We also had a
Getting
family.
the base and putting the tree up.
We had the
sucks.
whole fucking family. We had the 4 kids, mom, dad. We
It's a lot of work.
to the farm.
Decorating
whole
a
day.
real tree, amazing.
Then you gotta defrost it too,
after
so
it.
your whole fucking house is getting wet.
Everything after decorating a real tree, fucking
But you know what's
sucks.
fun? Watching the tree get netted up.
Yes,
Yeah.
if they,
Yeah,
do,
that's
but
cool.
see, some places though, like they're still old school. They're just like,
Fucking
or
take
it's
it.
like, but then you got thrown in your car. It's just like all
Yeah.
this shit. But it's like, yeah, it's cool to do one time. The smell really is the best
Yeah,
part about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You
all
can get that in a
know,
spray
Love
can though.
that.
Exactly. And
Amazing.
then-
Or a
that's pretty
candle.
long. That's pretty long. So yeah, I'm gonna go with real trees. Suck.
And honestly, fake trees suck too.
Yeah.
Dude, spreading
but
them
they
out is
suck
the worst
less.
part about it.
Yes.
Spreading the fucking
Yeah, like
things out
we
is
had
the
one
worst.
that we finally
annoying.
retired it. This will be our first year without it in probably a decade. And it was
had a
in
good
like
run.
this giant bag, and you had so you put the pole up, and you had to put all the branch. You had to sort
Yep.
the branches out into their sizes, put them all
Yeah,
in,
they're color coordinated
spread
and
them,
shit,
yeah,
right?
spread them out, and it looked really real.
Yep.
But it finally. It was starting to get damaged enough that everything. So then this year my wife's got a fake tree. She went with this like all pink one.
Oh, that's
sick,
cute. I
actually.
like that.
Me personally, I was like, can we just like not? And like, look, I went on Amazon. I found like this wall decal that's lit up and everything.
Oh, my
And I'm like, look,
God.
we can just stick this to the wall.
And then there
you
you
put all
go.
the toys under it, all the presents under it. It's lit up. We don't have cats in it. We don't have to tie it to the fucking ceiling.
And then bam.
I don't have to sweep up after it. It's literally just, and it's done.
Yeah, even fake trees still have to fucking sweep.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotta get the tree skirt,
skirt.
the ornaments.
I don't know about y'all, but well, clearly I'm over here ready to fucking implode. It sounds like.
Yeah, apparently so.
And I gotta figure out what's
I was
happening
saying, we don't,
internally
we don't
here.
even know how long it's been running too, because
Yeah, no
I
idea.
don't know. We're
producerless,
we're
guys.
ghost
fucking-
riding
Yeah.
this bitch.
Yeah, we're
We
fucking
are.
ghost riding the pod, dude.
we are indeed.
It's been
Hopefully
it's been,
things are still recording. Hopefully things are working.
It's been a hell of an episode. It's been a hell of a year, for better or worse.
Yep.
Mostly worse,
Yeah,
but some pretty good better. You know what I mean?
that's
Been some
okay.
better.
Yeah,
But,
because we had this
it's been
amazing
fun.
fucking ordeal.
Dude, this is awesome.
I know. I'm so excited.
It's so cool. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging with us on this Christmas episode with our first JP appearance.
Yes.
Not the last.
Definitely not. And make sure you join us next week for our final episode for a while. We're not too sure when we're going to be coming back, but we promise to be back soon because we
season
love
finale.
you guys
Yeah.
and we love doing this. So y'all better fucking watch or I'll come after you.
I'm scared.
Before you got violent, that was a really good closeout. But and then it got better, actually. Anyway, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
One last time.
guys.
There it is.